The TrekWorks YouTube channel is sponsored by Tenna Controls, makers of lighting kits, soundboards, and more. Tenna Controls brings your models to life. And by HDA Model Works, suppliers of scale model lighting products, detail parts, and complete model kits. Visit HDAModelWorks.com today. Hello everybody, Boyd here with you, and welcome back to the TrekWorks channel. Well, we're shooting a new video today to kick off the next video build series here for you. You can see we're finally getting around to building this fantastic 1/2700 scale Revell Star Destroyer kit. This is the based off the Zvezda kit from Russia that came out about a year or two ago, and finally got around to getting it off of the shelf here and starting to work on it, guys. So this will be our next official build series here. We're going to have the big Enterprise build going on with updates on that coming every so often, and as like I mentioned on that video, that one's going to take a long time. We hope to have this one done in maybe 5 or 6 segments here, so you can follow along with this one, and then we'll do another one after that. But I'm really happy to get going on this kit finally. It's a fantastic kit. This one's being officially sponsored by my friend Jerry at HDA Model Works. I bought the kit a while back, and then Jerry went ahead and sent me all these wonderful addition parts to this kit from Green Strawberry, really popular photo etch company that's kind of come on the scene in the last year or so, makes some really outstanding products. We've got first the lighting kit from Green Strawberry for this model, with a really nice fiber optic harness setup already done for you to install into the model. The ship and hangar bay, or that bottom open bay area of the model, all the beautiful photo etch detail for that. And then we have the replacement engine bell set up here for the better detail on the rear main engine drive of this ship. So as we go through building the model, I'm going to show you close views of all these parts and everything. I think there's already been out of the box reviews. In fact, I did an out of the box review on these a while back on the Model Shop show. I can't remember exactly which episode, but it's on there somewhere. And these are beautiful kits. So we're going to use all this stuff on this build up here. The plan again is going to be to have this one self-powered with probably a removable panel on it somewhere, and I'm again going to go with one of those lithium-ion rechargeable batteries like I did in the UFO Shadowmobile there. So that's going to work out really good. There's plenty of room in this model kit to do that, and then we're going to try to come up with some kind of a nice acrylic display base for it to set on, because it's got to have that when it's done. I don't think I'll want to put it on any kind of a mounting rod or anything like that. It's just too big and gangly, so we're going to have it sitting on some kind of a cradle of some kind, but we'll come up with something cool for that. So we're going to kick off the build today, guys. No introduction video and then waiting for another one. We're going to start things off today. I'm going to pop some of these engine upgrades out of the box here and start working on them. You can see here on the cover that you've got these are molded in resin and have to have a little bit of cleanup work done to them before we can start putting those together. So I'm going to pop those out of the box. We'll have a look at those here on the bench. And then we're going to start doing our prep work on the hull. Pull out all the pieces here and do our light blocking and all of our parts removal from the trees and getting everything cleaned up and looked at and everything. And we'll just kind of go on from there. I don't know what we'll do after that, but hopefully we'll have a couple little segments for you in this video. So let's hop right over the bench and get things going. I'll be right back, everyone. Alright, after a little bit of time here on the bench, we're making some good progress, and I'm going to show you guys what I've been working on. You can see here we have the main engine bells, the star drive engines on the back of the ship there, and the ones that you see in darker gray are the ones that are included with the new green strawberry replacement parts kit. And I'm going to show you the difference here on how they look versus the kit supplied part. Here you can see the lighter colored one. On the left there is the kit supplied part. The main difference is that the fins and the inner part there are accurate to the studio model. As you can see, the other one's has less detail there, and the extra sort of ring that glues on separately around the very top part there that you see on the aftermarket part versus how it looks on this, which is all molded in one, and these little gaps right in here aren't quite right. It's not really that bad, the kit supplied part, but if you want to have it exactly like it looked on the film, then you've got to have these parts. So I'm working with these now. They start off looking just like this when you pull them out of the kit. These main engine bells were attached to a solid piece of resin here, and these little rings were on a separate little piece. So you had to take, I used my Dremel tool and just carefully grinded away all the excess resin there until I got them loose, and then I drilled a hole through the center of everything, you know, a series of holes on these bigger ones, and then just kind of worked my way around with a hobby knife and opened them up, and then finished off again with my my sanding drum. I'll show you what the tip looks like here on my little pistol grip Dremel tool here. So just kind of had to take my time and do it really slow. Used a little bit of 180 grit sandpaper at the very end to kind of clean everything up. Now, whenever you rough finish all these types of parts, whether it's plastic or resin, you'll see that they have a little bit of that kind of a little bit of roughness around the edges there, even though even after you finish sanding it a little bit. So a quick fix for that, especially is like on this these resin parts here, is you just take what I like to use anyway is I take a little paintbrush, and I'll just put a little bit of acetone, straight acetone, in a little cup, and I'll just kind of dip it in there and brush a little light coat of that on there, almost like you're using decal setting solution. You don't have to put a ton of it on there, just a little light brushing of that, and that will melt all that kind of rough stuff down and make it nice and blend it into the original material, whether it's resin or it works on styrene model kits too, so you can kind of clean everything up really nice, and then go ahead and put your primer on it, and everything should look nice and smooth where you did all of your sanding and your filing and everything. So you can see I've got to go and do that on the rest of all these little engine detail parts. These are for the smaller sub engines, whatever they are. Over here we have the photo etch, which makes up, if you can kind of see it on this picture, if I can get close enough, you can see in each nozzle there, in the main nozzles, there are these little sort of, I call them vector vanes or whatever. They would move those, and that, I guess, would either help control the thrust or the direction of the ship or something like that. So, but that detail is included in photo etch. So in the instructions here, you can see where at the beginning they show you how to remove all the stuff from the resin sort of sprues here, get it cleaned up, and then on the back we're talking about building these little photo etch detail parts here. You have a main one that kind of bends over, then you've got these little 3 frame connectors that have to be glued together and then attached to that, and then that gets mounted on the actual nozzle itself. I can guarantee you I won't be putting those on until almost the very end, because they obviously look like they're very delicate, and we don't want to put those on until we're finished doing most of the main assembly of the model and handling it and all that. So down here's what it should look like from the rear profile. These are the clock positions that these things should be mounted in, so you get all that nicely diagrammed out for you there. So yeah, pretty straightforward, guys. I've got these put together. Like I said, I separated this ring and then glued it to this just with a couple tiny drops of CA glue all the way around. They're ready to go. So they're going to be, after I use a little bit of that acetone to clean them up, I'm going to go ahead and prime them and just set them off to the side, and also the photo etch parts set off to the side, and we'll have that all ready to go when we get to that step. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start pulling all the main hull pieces out of the model kit box, and then we're going to go ahead and get that cleaned up, and all the edges sanded down and everything, and all the excess plastic cut off, and then we're going to head over to the painting area and do all of our light block painting on that and our pre-shading on the outside of the hull before we put down our main paint job. So I'll be back starting that right after this. Alright, so I've been hard at it for a little while here, guys, working over in my spraying area, and I've got all the major components of the outer hull all removed from the part sprues, and I've got all the interior light blocking done on this. And it's taken 2 or 3 good coats of this black that I'm using to do this. So this is basically the way we start off most of the time doing the light blocking on the inside of these models. it's nice to see some of the newer model kits like the new Katinga that came out in 1/350 scale are being molded in black. So hopefully a lot of the kit manufacturers will start going to that and help us out here and save us a little bit of paint. But I'm just using this really inexpensive stuff that I buy at Home Depot. It's called Quick Color. I actually can buy this for like 98 cents a can over there. So I buy a little, they sell it 15 in a case, so I buy 15 at a time, and for less than 20 bucks, I have a long time supply of this, and it works really good. It's just their regular flat black. Again, you don't have to have you don't have to use really expensive paint on the inside of the model at all. As long as it sticks, it doesn't have to look pretty or anything. So I've put down 2 or 3 coats on all these parts, and the plan is that I'm also going to paint the outside of the entire model in black, or at least go over it. I'm going to prime them first and then go over them with black, but I can't use the I'm definitely not going to use the cheap paint here on the outside of this thing. I'm going to use my regular Speedseeker black and go over this entire thing with my little minigun, because I can cover these big parts really fast. And my plan is to do all this painting work and everything, and then start modifying all the parts, cutting them open for the photo etch. And then I'm going to drill all my holes for my fiber optic last, after I do all this basic paint work here, because the light kit that we're using here from Green Strawberry, they give you one little micro drill bit to start using for the fiber optics that are included in that kit there, and it's 0.02 millimeters, so it's like super tiny, and I'm going to definitely have to get some more of those bits in here before I can start doing all my holes, and that's what you guys are going to see on the next one, a little update on starting to open up all the window ports on this. It's going to be literally drilling hundreds and hundreds of holes all over the model. So I want to make sure I have a good supply of those bits before I start doing that. But those holes are so tiny that if you drill all those holes first, you're going to wind up going back and re-clearing them all anyway, because at that size, primer and paint and everything is going to totally fill those holes up and plug them up and everything. So I decided to be smarter to do that after this step, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And so that's what you guys are going to see in the next video. So just have the other, this is the upper kind of tower section of the ship here, with these bulkheads here that I've done on the back side. But my plan is I'm going to primer this next, all the external surfaces here, and then paint it all in black, or at least give it a really good dusting of black, and then finish with my what I'm going to be determining is my hull color here, leaning more towards a white. I understand the original filming miniature that was used on the very first Star Wars movie was more of a pretty much straight up white that was just kind of a wash was done on it and things like that. So I'm going to kind of go towards that and see how that starts looking. But so I hope you've enjoyed this little first segment of our Star Destroyer build. It's going to be a really cool kit to work on, and this will probably take maybe 4 or 5 segments to get this one done. And I'll come back and show you the next time, where we're going to be working on the windows and start doing some of the assembly of the main hull parts and everything. As I mentioned, I'm going to be putting a lithium-ion battery in this, so I have to start thinking about where I'm going to get that mounted in there and everything, and route my wiring and all that. But I'm really liking the Green Strawberry lighting kit, and we're going to give you kind of a working review of that next time, and show you. And I'm going to mock it up here on the bench and get you a look at how it powers up and what we plan on doing with it. So I hope you'll tune in for that one. Until we see you next time, everybody, thanks for the subscribers, by the way. Appreciate all of you new subscribers we've had on the channel, and all the nice things you said about the Enterprise project. That's going to be a really fun ongoing one, and we'll have another update on that for you soon. And I'm getting really close to getting finished with the big Battlestar Galactica from Badass Model Kits, and you guys will get to see the final last few updates on that one coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So that one's turning out really nice too. So we'll see you next time, everybody. Take care and happy modeling.